spelled out in Daniel chapter 2, is not of this world. They are they. They are the fourth kingdom. They are spiritual entities, principalities, powers, rulers of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. That's who's taken over, okay? Not the Romans. Okay, we're not going to be wearing togas, speaking in pig Latin during the tribulation. Somebody named D. Penn says, who is Barbara Iho, I-H-O, and Watchman on the Wall of Watching Unto Prayer? They are very much against KJV only teaching. I'm not that familiar with Barbara Iho, I think is how her name is pronounced, I-H-O or A-H-O. So I couldn't help you with that. If they are very much against King James Bible preaching, there's something wrong with them. And Bala, my buddy from Australia, the Australian transplant, says, God bless you for calling Pat Robertson out. Pat Benatar makes more sense than he does. And here's another one from Bala. Good day, Mike. We need a homecoming here in Australia. It's mostly full of falsehoods, boomerangs, and Vegemite in so-called churches here. By the way, where is, let me go to the Watchman community. Where is my Vegemite? Somebody from Australia was supposed to send me some Vegemite. And I don't have it. And I'm wondering where my Vegemite is. I was gonna partake of Vegemite right here on this broadcast, and it hasn't come in yet. Here's Doris, who says, I used to go to the church of Beth Moore, and I understand. She has quite a following of women. The worst part is that she was ordained by the pastor. She needs to sit down and be quiet. Doris, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Let me do this. I'm going to shuffle some papers. Let me bring this up here. This is Pat Robertson, who is like 134 years old now. Okay? And, you know, maybe I understand his age has messed with his mind. But somebody sent me this and they said, Pastor Mike, can you believe this is messed up? Apparently, Pat Robertson, in his aged capacity, is he's taken a letter from a reader, and on this program, he is saying, now there's a guy whose wife has Alzheimer's, and this guy is admitting that he's fooling around on his wife with somebody else, and he's wanting to know what to do about it. Pat Robertson says, divorce her. I'm not making this up. Take a look.
This is Andreas, who says, I have a friend whose wife suffers from Alzheimer's. She doesn't even recognize him anymore, and as you can imagine, the marriage has been rough. My friend has gotten bitter at God for allowing his wife to be in that condition, and now he started seeing another woman. He says that he should be allowed to see other people because his wife, as he knows her, is gone. I'm not quite sure what to tell him. Please help.
Oh, that is a terribly hard thing. It is. I hate Alzheimer's. It is one of the most awful things because here's the loved one.
I think he's got it.
This is the woman or man that you have loved for 20, 30, 40 years, and suddenly that person is gone. They're gone. They are gone. So
say it again.
What he says basically is correct, but I know it sounds cruel, but if he's going to do something, he should divorce her and start all over again. But you know, to make sure she has custodial care and somebody looking after her.
But isn't that the vow that we take when we marry someone? That it's for better, for worse, for richer.
She's correcting him.
Respect that vow, but you say, death do us part. This is the kind of death. I certainly wouldn't put a guilt trip on you.
Yeah, I think you ought to go ahead and divorce her. Yeah, but, you know, isn't marriage like for life? She's already dead. Now, I wouldn't put a get. Now, I'd take care of her. Divorce her. Here she is. You promised for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health. Here she is, worse than she was when you married her. She's sick and she's not in health, and The minister, Pat Robertson, the guy who, watch this now, after this, I don't know if you've ever watched Pat on TV or not, but after this great big spiritual thing that he said, he sits there at the end of the show and goes, I see a woman right now in Tampa, Florida that got some back problems, and she's getting healed right now. I'm prophesying over her right now. Good grief. Told this, yeah, go ahead and divorce her. Throw her out now. Make sure she's being taken care of by somebody. But that's really not your job anymore. What a crazy mixed up world. You know, I was going to shuffle my papers while that was playing, and I didn't do it. Here's some pieces of paper that you might be interested in. Some news of some things going on right now on planet Earth. Australian passports now to come with 3 gender options: male, female, and indeterminate. Australian Bala, this is you, buddy. Australian passports will now have 3 gender options. One for you, one for your wife, and then one for the guy or the girl traveling with you, whichever they decide to be on that day. They'll have now 3 gender options, male, female, and indeterminate, under new guidelines to remove discrimination against transgendered and intersex people, the government said Thursday. Intersex people who are they just come up with all kinds of nice little, they're intersex. Okay, I mean, that's normal. Who are biologically not entirely male or female will be able to list their gender on passports as X. Transgender people whose perception of their own sex is at odds with their biology will be able to pick whether they are male or female if their choice is supported by a doctor's statement. Transgender people cannot pick X. I don't believe that. I think once the camel's nose is under the tent, then the camel comes on in. And this is what? Hang on a second. I didn't know this. Previously, gender was a choice of only male or female, and people were not allowed to change their gender on their passport without having had a sex change operation. The U.S. dropped the surgery prerequisite for transgendered people's passports last year. You mean I had a choice? When I got a passport this year to go to Kenya, I didn't know I had a choice of putting male, female, or X, which is, both. What's next? Bathrooms. What, are they already doing that too? This is from device.com. A brain implant could help improve your memory. Actually, I think coffee does. Scientists have created a brain implant that has helped rats increase their memory function. What do rats have to remember anyway? I mean, it's not like they have a calendar. It's not like they have to take medicine. It's not like they have to pick the kids up from school. What do they need to remember? If they should do it to anybody, they should do it to goldfish. Goldfish need to remember. Goldfish never remember anything. Scientists have created a brain implant that has helped rats increase their memory function. All that rats are going to remember is how to get back in your house. Paving the way for similar implants to help out people with memory-impairing brain injuries. This is the first time ever that an implant has mimicked the firing patterns of neurons and shown improved cognitive function. While we're a ways off from this actually being tested in humans, it's a pretty staggering proof of concept. I've watched for the last 3 days, and I've started watching Jeopardy again. I love Jeopardy. What is Napoleon, Alex? I used to watch that show all the time, and my mom called me and she said, you need to watch Jeopardy this week. I said, why? She said, because the 2 biggest winners of Jeopardy, these guys made multi-millions on Jeopardy. They were never defeated. These 2 guys were up against the newest IBM computer that they trained to play Jeopardy. And this computer, it was not programmed, the questions. The computer had to listen and play by the exact same rules as the 2 guys on there. The computer had to listen to Alex Trebek, read the question, and then give the answer in a question form, just like they do on Jeopardy. And the computer beat these guys, beat their brains in. This computer was answering Jeopardy questions, and Jeopardy questions are not easy. Now, there was a few categories that, his name was called Watson, a few categories that Watson had a problem with that had to do a lot with human-related things that pretty much only humans would know or feel. So he kind of had a problem with that. But the rest of his stuff, he just blew them away, and he was not connected to the internet or anything like that. He just answered the question. And so anyway, IBM's new way that they're marketing themselves, I saw this watching one of the YouTube videos somebody sent me today, and their advertisement is they were talking about how the computers used to be in a box. Okay, you have a computer right now, you're watching this, and it's in a box. And what they had is they had these little computer things over people's heads. Okay, how about right here? We're moving in that direction, where the entire world is going to be microprocessed, the singularity. What a world we live in. I was just amazed at this computer answering all these questions. I beat it about 3 times. I knew the answer before anybody else did. Here is a piece of paper with writing on it. Muslim receives communion at Mars Hill Bible Church of Rob Bell. Remember, Rob Bell is one of the emerging leaders who does not believe in hell anymore. And so anyway, God be praised that He's seen fit to place surprising ministries among the leading online apologetics and discernment works. Let's see here. It's an incontrovertible fact that one of its major voices is the EC rock star, Pastor Rob Bell, who you may know is a co-teaching pastor at Mars Hill Bible Church along with his good friend, the heretical Shane Hipps. A few minutes ago, as of this writing, Hipps tweeted some startling information. Here is Shane Hipps' own tweet. Watch members of Marshall.org invite a Muslim woman to the communion table today. You all amaze me. That's right. You've just read a teaching pastor at one of the most influential churches among younger sectors of evangelicalism, that's not me, announced to this world, apparently Chrislam has now come to Mars Hill Bible Church. Hipps later tweeted a clarification. To clarify, the Muslim woman didn't actually take communion. Even so, taking it would violate her theology more than mine. That I don't buy that. You must have a low standard of what communion is. The Bible Paul talks about it and taught the doctrine of it. And he said, if you're unworthy, don't take it. God will get in a killing mood. And you go read it. It's what he said. Let's see here. I need another piece of paper to deal with. You guys are slow at writing in today. It's here we go. Here we go. Justin Bieber. You know, the born-again, evangelical, Bible-believing, fundamentalist, right-wing Christian, Justin Bieber, that has prayer every time he goes out and gyrates his body to a bunch of young teenage girls and sings rock and roll and does this. Justin Bieber wears women's pants. Justin Bieber, this is from news.music.yahoo.com. Justin Bieber wears what's comfortable. It's as simple as that. The pop sensation rocked the red carpet at Dolce & Gabbana's Fashion Night Out event in New York City, where he spoke about his own fashion choices, including women's jeans. Bieber spoke to Life and Style magazine about his affinity for ladies' jeans. I've worn women's jeans before because they fit me. It's not a trend. It's just whatever works, works. Again, Justin says that this isn't a trend. So if everybody starts wearing not your daughter's jeans, don't blame him. Bieber was responding to a question about Kanye West's decision to wear a woman's sweater. It wasn't so he'd look like a woman in a sweater. It's just a regular sweater that happened to be a woman's. I'm not a betting man. I'm not a prognosticator. Not a fortune teller. I am not anything like that. What do you think the chances of Justin Bieber coming out one of these